So, I got the clutch out of the 7.3, out of my f450, 6-speed, and yeah, it was dust. Throwout bearing was dust. Plastic piece of junk. And then the clutch was exploded. Anyway, new clutch on the way. Usually when you blow the clutch, you know, a piece gets stuck in here even, and you'll be locked up. You know, so at least it's working because your, you know, pressure plate's still squeezing on something. But what was going on with us is I'd let out the clutch and this all sheared off. So this thing was just freewheel inside of here. Just blew the center out of the clutch. So.
Nasty.
That pretty much sucks.
Garbage.
Yep. Okay, well, finally got my clutch. Let's see how this thing is. Pressure plate. That should work a lot better. At least I'm hoping so, since the last one actually ripped the center out of the clutch. So this part just spins in here freely. I think I showed that in the last video. So that means it sheared the metal out of it, which you can see how hokey that was to hold it all in. So this time it's a plate. So I doubt I'll shear that off. And that I felt was the best avenue. I've seen the ones that have like the single spines on them, just 4 spines, and I thought, I'd rather have more traction out here. I don't know whether that's good reasoning or not, but, and I'm sure this allows cooling or whatever, having these brakes in it like that. Allows dust to come off, but I really think I like that design better. What do I know though? But I know I like that. Looks like a dang near 1/16 inch plate as opposed to these little thin little pieces that held it all together, which obviously sheared right off. As far as the pressure plate, I don't think that's going to make any difference. Here's my old pressure plate. Yeah, looks about the same. This is a little different setup here. Oh, I guess not. There, it's the same. And as far as where the heck did my bearing and junk go? My throwout bearing. There's a new one. That looks about the same. Plastic piece of crap. I heard you can get something that's updated. I haven't been able to find anything though. So we'll still be using the plastic piece of junk. And the pilot bearing, which I still have to figure out how to get my old one out of there. That's good, get it dirty right off the bat. My old pilot bearing, all the bearings are out of it. They fell out of it, so I've got to figure out how to get that out of there. Maybe I'll try the bread trick, because I don't think grease is going to work. Anyway, that's that. And it's like -10 today. But it's going to be, actually it's +10 today. But there's going to be like 8 inches of snow tomorrow, and then -teens after that for the highs. So I better get it done now or not at all. Here I got this big dang shop full of crap, and I can't even get in here and do it while it's warm. So there you can see the pilot bearings all hogged out. So I was able to take a extension that I use as a hammer a lot of times, or as a punch, and just ground the end down to where it just barely fits in there. And now I'm going to stuff that thing full of bread. Hopefully before my bread freezes. And see if that works, because I don't think it'll be a tight enough seal just to use the grease trick. So hopefully the bread trick will work. I've never tried the bread trick, but we'll see. Heck, maybe we'll just use stinking snow. If this don't work, it's gonna suck because it's gonna be frozen in there. So I'm gonna have to turn this off while I pound it out and see if it works. I'm sure it'll take a few times to compress all this junk in there. All right. So the bread trick's working. You can see it starting to come out. I had to take the torch and thaw it all out. It was really frozen too, and I thought that wasn't helping any matters. And when we put a NIPCO under here and covered a blanket on the one side, we'll probably do the same on the other side when we start putting the tranny in. But so far, you can see it's starting to separate out. I can't do this end hammer crammed under here, so I gotta shut it off. That's what it looks like when I get it jammed in there all the way. And it's taken me almost 2 whole pieces of bread, or maybe 2 full pieces of bread, for sure. Now I'm just sticking crumbs in that have fell off. And I'm just using junky yellow white bread. Dollar General junk. Okay, hammer again. So there it is, the final smack. And it comes out. Now I just gotta get that crap out of there. Want to give me a small punch so I can get that out of there? And I tried to grind off the end. I don't know if you can see that or not. And use it as a, on my, ear chisel. And that didn't work either, it just wasn't enough power. And I just stuffed the end of it. It was an extension that I used for just beating on, like I said, and I just stuffed the end with bread too. But it worked. Now I just gotta pick all this crap out of here. Which I don't know if that's better or worse than grease when it's frozen, but we'll find out. I think a regular screwdriver works a little better. Maybe if you used Wonder Bread, it'd stick to back together. And I think grease in there probably wouldn't have been a bad thing just to have a bunch extra in there. But I bet you I got pieces of bearings and all sorts of crap in there I need to blow out. Cordell, you want to get a blower nozzle and some air ready? Okay, so I got it all cleaned out. You'll want to make sure you get everything out of there, because there may be little pieces of bearing and whatever else. You can see, like right there, right there. Get all that crap out of there. Now we'll put in the new bearing and put this sucker in. See if we can get out of his frozen temperatures. So here's the bearings I had compared to the old one and the new one. The old one had, again, all the actual bearing parts were broken out of it, which is why I had to find something bigger than the... Heck, I've even used the alignment tool to drive stuff out before, but that wasn't going to work with it like that, which is why we had to use the backside of the extension, which was a pretty close fit. So, got my transmission fixed yesterday and I woke up to this. Dang it. So I drove it down here to the shop because I've got a bunch of these tires that are extra and I didn't care about ruining it, and I knew I wasn't going to be touching the wheel to the ground, especially with so much snow on the ground. So now I got to pull this thing off and fix it. The one thing I wanted to say about when we did the trans too is we were able to not use the tranny jack, and we were able to put a jack on the bottom of the transfer case right there, and one on the back of the transmission, and one under the bell housing, and we were able to jack it up with the 3 jacks and level it and get it to a decent place where it pulled in pretty good. So that was pretty handy. I was gonna take a little video of that, but I didn't because it was -10. It's -9 this morning. I'm supposed to get -25 tonight. It's blowing like 25 miles per hour from the north. My lovely pile mountains everywhere of snow. Pretty much sucks.